Hey guys, today I'm going to go over my artist support build in Lost Ark. I'll go over the build first, and then my rotation and the gear set that I use afterward. I hope this video helps you out, and if it does, please like and subscribe. I also stream on Twitch, so catch me there for some live support content. Links in the description. Alright, so jumping right into it. Artist is the newest support class in Lost Ark, and she is amazing. Like Bard and Paladin, she has some core skills that you will not swap off of in any fight, and skills that you can switch around depending on what your team needs. To keep things simple, I'll be going over your core skills first, and remember, I'll go over your rotation after this. First up is Paint Sunsketch, which is your main attack power buff for your party. It also gives a juicy 8% attack speed. Tripods for this will be Tenacity, Agile Strokes, and Hard Hitter, and you can use an orange focus rune here. You will be alternating this attack buff with the attack buff given from Paint Sunwell, which gives the buff to all allies who stand within the circle that you place down, similar to Bard's Sonic Vibration. Tripods are Quick Prep, MP Recovery, and Blast, and you can use either another focus rune or rune of your choice on this one. Paint Drawing Orchids is your next skill, and it's your marking skill. When you use this on the boss, they will be debuffed with Ink Brand and take 10% more damage from your entire party. Tripods for this are Agile Strokes, Ink Brand, and Walk the Flowery Path with the purple Galewind rune. Stroke Hopper is your main shielding skill and an identity meter generator. Tripods are Energy Enhancement, Yellow Ink, and Ink Enhancement with a legendary Wealth rune. Stroke Sprinkle is your secondary shielding skill, and it also gives a decent amount of meter gain and a lot of stagger. Tripods are Round Drop, Drawing a Line, and Ink Shield with a legendary Overwhelm. And that's all of your core skills. The last 3 skills will be up to you what you want to swap in for a certain fight. Good supports in Lost Ark will change their builds for different legion rates to give the most utility. One of your options is a very good skill that I honestly run most of the time, which is Paint Door of Illusion. This is your portal skill, but with Mind Enhancement, Purify, and Space Stack Tripods, it turns into a huge meter generator and stackable AoE cleanse. I run this with a purple focus rune. The last 2 skills are ones that I'll swap around more frequently depending on what I need. The first of which is Paint Pouncing Tiger. This is a great stagger skill that gives decent meter gain, and you take Quick Prep and Stagger Enhancement tripods with an Overwhelm rune. I run this skill at level 7 since the level 10 tripod 2 tigers makes this skill a bit clunky and expensive, but you can run it for the extra weak point if you really need. Upward Stroke is your counter, and it gives decent weak point and stagger. You'll run Energy Enhancement and Tenacity on this with a legendary Galewind rune. Again, you don't level this one to 10 as the tripods don't offer any utility. Paint Inkwell can be taken if stagger or counter isn't needed, but it gives really good identity generation. For this, you'll use Rune Enhancement, Swift Preparation, and Unleash the Carp with a purple Wealth rune. You could also swap in Paint Starry Night for a damage reduction and tenacity skill similar to Bard's Rhapsody, although it isn't as good as it only lasts around 1 second. For this, you'll run Sturdy Armor, Tenacity, and Azure Starlight with a protection rune. You can also swap in Crane Wing as an additional stagger or stun skill. You can use this skill at level 7 with Stagger Enhancement and Swift Preparation, or Divine Wing if you want the stun. You run an Overwhelm rune on this one. And now that I've gone over all the skills, I'll quickly explain your rotation. You'll start the fight marking the boss with your debuff from Drawing Orchids. This lasts 12 seconds or more if the boss stands on it for a while, so it's very easy to have uptime on this skill. Aim to have your debuff on the boss 100% of the time. Next, you'll be alternating your attack power buffs between Sunsketch and Sunwell. You can see the little red buff over your health bar to keep track. Try not to overlap these skills as their attack buffs do not stack. They do, however, stack with your Identity Moonfowl damage buff, so you can use this in conjunction with your damage buffs for maximum damage output. Always be using a Door of Illusion, if you're running it, to keep it on cooldown throughout the fight. As you can see, it gives you a big chunk of meter generation when you place the portal, so it's really good to keep these up. It also goes where your cursor is, so you can practice putting it to the outside edge of a fight to reduce clutter on the boss, unless you're using it to help portal a teammate out of a sticky situation. Remember, this is also an AoE cleanse if you need it. The cleanse happens when you throw the portal down. You'll be running Hopper and Sprinkle off cooldown as additional meter generators and shielding skills. Remember, you'll want to hit both of these skills on the boss to gain meter. Your last meter skill is your ultimate, which is called Efflorescence, which will give 100% shields to allies within a 24 meter range. If you're running Pouncing Tiger, you can also use this off cooldown for meter generation, unless a stagger check is coming up. Same goes for Inkwell, use it off cooldown for meter generation. Use your counter or Starry Night situationally or for some meter gen if nothing is going on. For your identity skill, try to damage buff with Moonfall as much as you can during fights. Try to time it around DPS windows. You can also drop Sunrise Mochis for your team to pick up as heals. It also does an AoE heal when you drop a Mochi if you're running Full Bloom class engraving, which you should be. You can have up to 3 heal Mochis placed at a time, and they last for 1 minute. You can see the little countdown timer under them to know how long they have left. Your damage buff will always cost 2 orbs, and your Sunrise will always cost 1 orb. Engravings for artists are pretty straightforward. You'll take Full Bloom, Awakening, Expert, and Heavy Armor for a 4x3 setup. For 5x3, a great add-on is Vital Hit Point, which I recommend. But you can also take drops of Ether for some more support if you'd like. If you want to get fancy after Ancient accessories come out, you can do 5x3 plus 1 with Crisis Evasion or Explosives Expert. You could also do a 4x3 plus 2 setup with Full Bloom, Awakening, Expert, and Vital Hit Point at 3, and Heavy Armor plus Spirit Absorption at level 2 to get a little extra attack speed. You could also run Heavy Armor as level 1 in your 5x3 plus 1 setup and slot in another level 3 utility engraving, but I don't really recommend this as you'll be very squishy. For your relic gear set, you'll run full Swamp of Yearning, as it gives you 18% more meter generation at level 2, and huge party attack / move speed and damage buffs at level 4 and 6 respectively. There aren't any alternative sets for this, so this is the relic set that you'll be using in all raid content. For stats, you'll run full Swiftness with Swiftness and Spec on your necklace. Artist doesn't scale well for Spec, similar to Paladin, so the more swiftness, the better. For gems, you'll run full cooldown gems on all your main skills and skills you might swap in. I hope this guide helped you guys out and that you love your artist as much as I do. And if you did, please like and subscribe. I'll have an updated Bard guide out soon as well, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.